who introduced me to Twitch? How did I hear about Twitch? Wow, it's been I want to say a solid 2 years. I mean, if you look at like some of my old highlights, it's just like 2 years ago highlighted. So how did I hear about Twitch? I don't remember how I heard about Twitch, but I'll tell you this, stream chat. The way I got into my first Dark Souls stream, okay, this is like, and I don't even care about the Ethernet disconnecting right now because this is how pivotal the story is, right? The way I got into like Dark Souls PvP specifically on Twitch, there's these two guys. This is like, we're talking November 2011, like a month after release, right? And they were streaming on Twitch, no face cam, no webcam, and they were doing forest hosting, one guy and his buddy, and they were talking over Skype or Mumble or something. And essentially what it was, they were giants with Mask of the Mother and Murakumo. And what they would, and Lightning Murakumo at that, right? Because that was the thing in 1.05, like post-release in the forest. And what they would do is they would have the host stand there and like wave and then like bow, and then, you know, forest invaders would come in. The game just released, nobody has any idea what's going on, just like invade and kill that guy. And they'd be like, oh cool, I invaded a cool host. And so they would bow, the forest invader would come close, and the summon would run up and just running R1 smash him, poise break him, and the host would start mashing R1, obviously two-handed, and everybody would get stun locked and just instant GG. Like there was no chance. There was no chance. Like, what are you gonna do? And let's say they would approach and they wouldn't play friendly. They wouldn't be like, oh, he's a cool host. They would attack. What are you gonna do when out of nowhere two-handed Murakumo poise tank comes and stun locks you? What do? Are you gonna toggle? Or you toggle one, you're gonna get stunned by the other. You don't toggle, you're just gonna stay in stun. Either way, you die, right? So, and they were so smarmy. They were so full of it, having like the grandest old time. And I was like, no. I was like, this won't stand. This does not stand, because I'm an old school Demon Souls player, and we know that there are counters and there are ways to like mess with you know these kind of players. There's always been FromSoft has been good about that. So what I decided to do was I jumped on my forest build, and that was my first build, and it was totally stat inefficient. Like we're talking, I had like 18 points in resistance, or not 18 points, but that was my resistance stat was at 18. So it was just like, you know, first build, everybody was like put points in whatever, and that's what I did because that's what was the thing to do at the time, to figure everything out. And my build was Bandit's Knife, Chaos Bandit's Knife, no, excuse me, Lightning Bandit's Knife with Power Within, and like, I don't know, it probably had like 40-ish poise. You know, and poise breaks weren't even a thing that people followed back then. Like, they were talking really, really premature Dark Souls PvP. And I would go in there, and so I went in there, right? I invaded his forest, and I'm watching it, and I have my PS3 like a month after Dark Souls came out. I was about to, and this is like, at this point, I was like, it was basically a Demon Souls machine. So I was so glad when Dark Souls came out that it was actually a good game, and I knew I was going to play it for a while too. Because before Demon Souls, I was like, I bought a PS3 for Final Fantasy 13, and we all know what happened with that game. Not even going to go into that. It's like a whole other tangent. So I invade these guys. I'm watching the stream on Twitch. I'm watching myself invade them. I see the name pop up, Barneezyjones, and I'm like, dude, I'm in. Time to wreck these guys. So I play their game. You know, I do everything that they expect. Like, oh, I run up to them, I bow, I pretend like it's all good, and then I see the guy, and I already know he's coming, right? So I make sure my bow is properly timed. So he comes, I backstab him as he's approaching. Doesn't see it coming. He's like, holy shit, how did he, you know, and I just knew how to do it. Backstab him, wake up, miss the chain backstab. The chase starts, they're both running after me, going like 100 miles an hour, right? And I'm backpedaling. Like, I know how to make sure that I don't get backstabbed. I know how to protect my back, you know, especially in the forest. Like, that's how you learn how to protect your back, really, is either in the forest or like late night duels against, like, honestly, Japanese players, like, because that's their meta game or whatever. That's, you know, they go for it, and, you know, it works, right? So why not? So they're pursuing like full speed ahead, and so knowing what I know, I counter backstab the summon. He dies, and then the host on Twitch, now that like the game is like you know, it's even ground, it's one-on-one, he disconnects. His friend starts QQing. He's like, oh shit, he killed me, man. And then they start fighting between each other, and then the host, he's like, oh, F it, man, F it, and he DCs, he disconnects. And that's what I knew after that, like, kind of experience. And at this point, I was just a random. I didn't have a Twitch account. I would only lurk. So shout outs to the lurkers, because I've been there. And I'm like, do I really care to make an account and say stuff in stream chat? Do I even care to bother to type stuff in? And that was the catalyst to me doing all this, was that one invasion on Twitch. And there you go. That was my cool little story. So that was a cool memory. Sounds like a backstab fish build. You know what? It wasn't called backstab fishing at the time. It was called winning. And I suggest that everybody remember that come Dark Souls 2.